Hi guys, Ghost Peppa here. So I originally came up with the Dogmatika Libromancer deck, I'd say about a year ago almost at this point in Master Duel. I've been using it in TCG for quite a while before then, and so now some of the cards that enable you to extend further from grave and from deck itself have finally been released in Master Duel. So we're going to go over some of the changes, how they work, and give you guys an updated deck list. It's still not going to be top tier, but it will catch people off guard a bit. And going first, this will decimate decks like Snake Eyes or Duel, which really struggle playing into decks that rip their extra deck. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because that lets me know what you guys are looking for as a channel. So let's jump right in. We have 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Maxi, 3 Diviner of the Herald, 2 Ash Blossom, 3 Libromancer Geek Boy, 3 Dogmatika Ecclesia, 2 Libromancer Fire, 1 Libromancer Agent, 1 Dogmatika Fleur-de-Lis, 1 the Iris Swordsoul, and then for our rituals we have 1 White Relic of Dogmatika, Cyber Angel Benton, Libromancer Doombroker, Libromancer Fireburst, and Dogmatika Alba. And then going into the spells, we have 3 Preparation of Rites, 1 Signet Mining, 2 Nadir's Servant, 1 Triple Tactics Talent, 3 Libromancer First Appearance, 1 Dogmatic Calamity, 1 Libromancer Realized, 1 Dogmatica Matrix, 1 Libromancer Origin Story, 2 Emergency Teleport, 2 Called by the Grave, and 1 Libromancer Intervention as the sole trap in the deck. And then in the extra deck, we have an Elder Entity Intis, Garura, Titaniclad, 2 Herald of Arclight, 1 Golden Cloud Beast Malong, 1 Psyframe Lord Omega for recycling, 1 Baronne de Fleur, 1 Despian Luluwalilith, 1 Lingaribo, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Celine, Queen of the Master Magicians, and 1 Access Code Talker. So this deck has stayed fairly consistent, but has changed just ever so slightly. So where previously I ran Infinite Impermanence is now swapped to Effect Veiler, just to further play with Celine as needed. It's rare that you're going to need that as a finisher, but it does give you extra opportunity to go into it, so you can climb into Access Code Talker. SP Little Knight is in almost every deck now, and so especially if the deck can utilize links, it is critical that you add it. So SP Little Knight in this case has replaced Underworld Goddess. We also have a little more versatility with our Libromancer cards. For example, Libromancer Origin Story can let me skip a step. So 1, it gives me a pop whenever I ritual summon, but then 2, it boosts them up, and 3, when I search it out and activate it, it sets a card, a Libromancer spell or trap directly from the deck. So instead of normally searching from Geek Boy to the field spell and going on that way, I can instead go directly for Origin Story, use Origin Story to set the field spell, and I can get 2 for 1, so it allows me to extend a little more consistently. Also, Dogmatic Matrix has been dropped to 1 copy because it's always searchable. If for some reason it gets removed, I can just recycle it back in with Omega, so it's very minimal. It's just, I never want to see more than 1, but I want to be able to search that 1. I also run the same package for Dogmatic Calamity, except for now, with Despian Luluwalilith, I can use that as the level 12 target for Alba. And so Luluwalilith, when it is sent to grave during the end phase, I can special summon a light spellcaster from my hand or deck. So in other words, I can, if I didn't have access to it, go into Ecclesia, get the Ecclesia line going, search for Fleur-de-Lis, or if I have that line, I can search and summon Swordsoul, so that way I can get some pops or some interaction based on how they special summon, which there's a lot of that going on in this meta currently. I did remove Maximus just because I really don't need that extra target send from extra deck to grave. It just slowed down and it was a brick if I didn't have setup. I'd rather have more interruption. So that card was cut. Also, since I'm wanting to go first most of the time, seeing 3 max C in your starting hand going first is the worst thing you could possibly see, so it was dropped to 2 in favor of this. And I also added 2 Ash Blossom for a little more hand trap interruption. Then as for some of the difficult to deal with outs, the non-targetable creatures, I do run triple tactics talent now as an option to remove those. Other than that, most of the cards are pretty much the same. So let's jump right in and take a look. Alright, so we're going first here. I have Emergency Teleport, which will immediately let me jump into the Libromancer combo. I also have Diviner of the Herald. I have a Ritual card in hand, which Libromancers need to function. I have Dogmatika, and I have Libromancer Intervention. So even though I have one of the searchable cards that Doombroker normally searches, I still have a really good setup. So we're going to go ahead. We don't need to do it during the draw phase, so we'll move to standby. Alright, in standby, I'm going to go ahead and activate Emergency Teleport. I'm going to special summon Geek Boy in defense, as always, just in case. Trigger Geek Boy's effect. Alright, now, instead of directly searching for the field spell, you're going to search for Origin Story. So we'll do that. And the reason we do this is this will allow us to search for the field spell, just a backwards way. And by doing that, not only do we get the field spell search, but now we get the extra bonus from Origin Story of increasing the attack power of Libromancer rituals, and we can target a spell or trap and destroy it when we ritual summon. So we're going to go ahead and activate first appearance. I will search for Libromancer Fire. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate Libromancer Fire, showcasing Doombroker. We will special summon Fire, activate Fire's effect. We're going to go ahead and search for Agent. Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and, at this point, I think it's still the best. We're going to normal summon Diviner of the Herald. So we're keeping in mind our summons right now. So we have 1, 2, and this is the 3rd. We're going to activate Herald's effect. And I'm going to send Herald of Arclight to the grave. Arclight's effect, activate. And I'm going to add to the hand Alba. Okay. So this will set us up in the future. Alright, we have Herald and we have Fire. We want to be aware that they could have a Nibiru, because that is very common in the current format. So we'll go ahead and make Baronne de Fleur as soon as possible. Alright. Baronne de Fleur enters, so now we have protection to continue our combo. I'm going to go ahead and use Agent. We're going to showcase our Doombroker. Doesn't really matter, because they have knowledge of both of those. Alright, Agent. Activate Agent. We're going to take Libromancer Fire, add it back to our hand. Alright, now I'm going to Link Summon. So at this point, if I needed to dig, I could do so, but I don't really need to, and IP Masquerena is going to be much stronger if I need to interrupt. So I'm going to link these 2 away into IP Masquerena. Okay. And at this point, if I go into the Dogmatika line, it will lock me into no extra deck. But I'm pretty much done here. I just need to use rituals, so that's completely fine. So we're going to go ahead, activate Dogmatika. We're going to add from deck to hand Dogmatic Calamity, which is the ritual we need. Alright, at this point we're going to activate Dogmatic Calamity's effect. We're going to ritual summon Alba using Luluwalilith from extra deck. Alright, we will summon in defense. Aside from being a huge beater, it has the ability to absolutely decimate their extra deck. So we're going to activate his effect. And they had to strip 7 cards from their extra deck. This is devastating against decks like Fire Kings or from Ubel. Alright, at this point we do have a Dogmatika ritual on the field, so I can activate Dogmatika Matrix, and I can send a card from my extra deck to the grave, which since I like to extend, I will do so. So here, I can either send Dogmatic Calamity back to get some recursion, I can search Herald of the Arclight to get another ritual, so I can get out Doombroker, which honestly is going to be the best bet to get that extra omni-negate out. So I'm going to go ahead and do that using Herald of Arclight. So I will send, it is not once per turn, activate, I'm going to bring Ben 10 to hand, I'm going to activate first appearance to ritual summon Doombroker by sending Ben 10 to grave. I will set and defense Doombroker. Activate Benton because it was tributed for a ritual summon to add a light fairy. So this will allow me to add Diviner of the Herald for follow-up play. Normally I would search for Libromancer intervention, but I don't need to here because I already have it in hand. So I will go ahead and set the card, and I will end turn. Luluwalilith will trigger during the end step, and since I did not search to summon Ecclesia, I can do so now. So I will end defense, Ecclesia, activate. Now this is all still during my turn, so I'm not locked. And I will add Fleur-de-Lis to hand. So now I have 1 omni-negate, 2 omni-negates, and then I have a 3rd effect negate from hand with Fleur-de-Lis. And then I have interruption off Masquerena. So we have a huge amount of counterplay. Right? This deck that they're playing plays from grave a lot, so I'll just have to keep an eye out. Okay. He's about to end the main phase. So at this point, if they're going to stop here, I'm going to go ahead and interact. This will prevent me from using Fleur-de-Lis's effect, but that is better off in this point. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Masquerena, and I'm going to special summon SP Little Knight using Ecclesia and Masquerena. This will let me target and banish a card on field, and so I will banish their Monk of the Tenyi. Now keep in mind, actually I misspoke, I said Fleur-de-Lis would be stopped, but, so, if you control another Dogmatika, I can negate the effects of a face-up. So even though Ecclesia is gone, I still have a Dogmatika because I have Dogmatika Alba. So, we just have tons and tons of negate power. Alright, they're going to end the main phase. Setting a card to trap. Alright, they activated a field spell. That's fine. Alright. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and recycle using Dogmatika Tricks. I'm going to send Omega to grave. Alright, they attempt to activate their field spell, which I do not want them to have any access to. So I'll go ahead and negate that with Baronne de Fleur. Removing the problem. Okay, I'll activate Omega's effect. And I will shuffle back in Dogmatic Calamity from grave. Alright, we'll activate Alba, sending more of their extra deck to grave. And then here, I'm going to go ahead and normal summon Diviner of the Herald, activate Diviner of the Herald's effect. I don't have to send Herald of Arclight all the time. I can send Intis like this to remove troublesome back row that I don't trust. Okay, I know I'm all clear. I have Called By in the hand. I have so much that I can do. I'm gonna go ahead and enter battle. Attack. Again. And again. Okay. Here we're going second. We did draw into max C. So in the past I've shotgunned it, but now I tend to wait and see what type of effects they may attempt to activate. So they're playing Plunder Patrol. So they have a quick effect. During my turn they can special summon a Plunder from extra deck with the same attribute. So I'm not worried yet. Looks like here at this point it was good to hold on max C. Holding on max C does enable triple tactics play, but it's not used quite as often anymore, and even if it is, it's better to have that access to max C after you see what they're playing versus letting them just pass. Okay. So at this point here, I have access to Signet Mining. I have Nadir's Servant, which will lock me out of the extra deck. And I kept max C, but I have ways to get around it. So you see, I can easily go ahead and use Signet Mining to tribute max C, and from at this point, if I use max C, I'll maybe +1, but if I tribute it with Signet to get into Libromancer Fire, I'm gonna +3. So I definitely want to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and activate it, pitch max C because it's just not as much gas as I need. Add fire to hand. And so at this point, I'm going to reverse start the Libromancer engine first. I'm going to show Benton. Alright, I will summon, activate effect. I need Geek Boy at this point, so I will use Geek Boy. Alright, I'm going to activate Geek Boy's effect. I'm going to show Benton, special summon Geek Boy, activate Geek Boy. I'm going to search for Origin Story just like before. I'm going to activate Origin Story. Alright. They are activating Cosmic Cyclone, which is going to stop my Origin Story, unfortunately. So that's one thing that you have to look out for with continuous cards like this. If you activate the effect and it gets removed before resolution, you will not get the search. So now I'm going to have to play a little differently to get through it. I won't have access to my Libromancer line from this, and I'm going to have to go into the Dogmatika line, which will lock me from my extra deck. So if I need to go into the extra deck now, it needs to happen immediately. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Crawl Sheep, using these two. And I'm going to then go ahead and start with Ecclesia. So I'm going to activate Ecclesia's effect, special summon, activate Ecclesia, and now I have access to Fleur-de-Lis as needed. I'm going to search Dogmatika Tricks. So now that I have Dogmatika Matrix in hand, since they have a card on field, instead of searching for one item, I will actually be able to search for 2. So we will start with that. Hopefully they don't have another removal, but if they do, we'll play through it. Calamity. And we will also search for our lovely Albazoa. Alright. And then at this point, I'm going to go ahead and activate Nadir's Servant. And I'm going to send... I see I have access to both my ritual cards I need already. And I'm going to send a card to grave from extra deck. So I'm actually going to draw one using Garura. So sometimes I'll use Garura to draw by sending it, even though I'm not going to get extra pop. We're going to do that. And we will select and add to hand White Relic. Because Nadir adds a Dogmatika and sends. So we'll activate Garura. Draw one. Okay, we got Prep of Rites. This is actually pretty good. So we're going to use Dogmatic Calamity. Now, unfortunately, Dogmatic Calamity is once per turn. Otherwise, I will be able to make multiple ritual summons. But we'll go ahead and move forward. We will special summon very Keely under Crawl Sheep. Activate Crawl Sheep effect. I will draw 2. And now I drew back into my first appearance. So that's actually pretty good. I'm going to discard Diviner of the Herald. And I'm going to discard Dogmatika, White Relic of Dogmatika, because it's not going to come up. Okay. We're going to use Alba's effect to nuke their extra deck. Okay. Limiting what they can do with the Plunder Patrol. Then I'm going to activate Prep of Rites. I'm going to add Fireburst to hand. And I'm going to add Dogmatic Calamity from grave to hand. Okay. So now, whereas before I was very limited on what I was going to be able to do, I was able to draw into the Dogmatika, the Libromancer line using Garura, just by chance. So we'll continue, using what was afforded to us. I'm going to go ahead and get Libromancer Agent. I'm going to activate Agent, and I'm going to show Fireburst. They know what I have in hand already. I'm going to activate Agent. And I'm going to bring Geek Boy to hand. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and send, using Dogmatika tricks, from my deck to grave, Intis. I don't want any surprises on that back row. As we thought, they are trying to remove Albazoa. I will go ahead and wait. They're going to remove it. Okay, we force that out. Alright, at this point it becomes even more critical on watching how we play through this. So with Geek Boy, I'm going to go ahead and summon him to the field. And then I'm going to activate Libromancer First Appearance to special summon Fireburst using Benton and Geek Boy. Benton will trigger, searching Diviner to hand. And now we're going to force out that last quick effect they have if they're going to do it. It did not happen, so now we move in for combat. Alright. They were able to stall my plays by doing that. So we will continue on. Activate Luluwalilith, and I will summon Swordsoul from the deck. She will actually allow me to interact with what they do during their turn by giving me different effects based on where they special summon from. So that's going to be important to keep an eye on. Okay. They special summon something from the extra deck, so I can destroy one of those monsters, which I will do. To dodge it, they're triggering Blackbeard's effect, which is wise. But I went ahead and forced them out. Plunder Patrol has a lot of dodging capability. Alright, notice I still have a 4 on the field. So I'm going to summon Diviner, activate Diviner's effect. Gonna send Herald to grave, activate Herald. Gonna search Doombroker. We're gonna remove their ability to play shenanigans. With Baronne to floor. Now I'm gonna activate Geek Boy's effect, showing Doombroker. Geek Boy will activate. Searching, realized. I will activate realize. Showing Doombroker. So realize makes a token on field that's the exact level of the ritual in hand that I showcased. So now I'm going to ritual summon Doombroker using that token. I'm going to activate Doombroker. I'm going to search the trap. It will not be active this turn, but I'll have it for follow-up. Then, I'm going to go ahead and go into IP Masquerena using Geek Boy and Agent. I'm going to activate Ecclesia. And notice I can still go into my extra deck. And the reason why is because if you activate the effect of Ecclesia, it will lock you out. But if you don't, you're not locked. So I have plenty of ways to continue around. But let me show you some things you can do. So here, I'm going to enter battle. Doombroker can attack directly. And if it does, it has an effect that I can send their card back to the deck. Which we did here. And we can clean up shop. The fun thing about Dogmatika Libromancer is it's a pretty versatile deck. You can actually respond to almost anything that comes up as long as you're really tactful with your choices. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck list and stay tuned for Dark Lords later this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.